This is exciting. This is when we line up, we pile up all the goodies for the new month.
Well, you pile up. You're
I
going
want
to
a
have
pile.
a pile. You're not getting a pile from me.
I want a pile from you.
There is no pile. There is realistic expectations. That's what you're going to get from me.
All right, private pragmatist. Welcome back to Talking Story. My name is John Minton. That right there is the best, best producer on BookTube. The boy wonder, the one son, the person with all the answers.
Are you just going to keep adding titles to my name? One more for every video?
Don't tempt me.
My name is Jakob.
Is this a quiz?
I hope not.
Sergeant Scantron? Because I could take a quiz.
Our videos are going to be 8 hours long if this keeps going.
Oh man, I'm pumped up. I'm ready for this.
Yeah,
I love going into a new month and you put that pile together and it's like, oh man, this is going to be a good one.
I mean, January was a good one. January's not over yet, obviously, but January's been a good one for you.
It's not over yet. I got the stack here. I'm minus the Patreon read.
Of course.
Right. But we'll throw that in there. And oh man, I'm telling you, there's January, whatever book of the month ends up coming out on top, it's going to be an all-out like blood match, cage match, throwdown for book of the month. It has been like 5-star read after 5-star read in January. It's been crazy.
Is February going to be a similar way for you?
I think it's going to be. I hope so. I hope I stack the deck the same way.
Really? All right, well, I'm excited. Let's get into it.
Well, you get into it. What's your stack? Because I'm pretty sure it's going to be smaller than mine.
I'm positive it will be.
Unless I take the month off.
Yeah, exactly. There are 10 days left of January, and I'm going to be a realist. Yeah. Okay. I'm not finishing this in January. So this is part of my February TBR. This is January's Curse of the Mistwraith. I'm almost positive it's going to go on my top fantasy list of all time because it's just got every element that I can't wait for. I was super excited for it. Then you finished it and talked about how great it was. Now I'm even more excited about it.
How far are you into it?
As same amount as I was when we recorded yesterday.
You're gonna. You got a problem.
I got a problem. However, in me being a realist, I also know that I will probably wrap this up in February at some point. And I've been talking with some people on Discord a little bit, and I said I've got two options. I've got this, little secret arc that I've kind of hinted at that I have and you don't. That I could pick up next.
Are you gonna hold this thing up? Are you gonna taunt me with this right now?
No, because everyone said I should do Howling Dark instead. So you get to wait a while longer before you find out what I have. So I'm gonna pick up Howling Dark.
You know what? I approve this message because I am halfway through Kingdom of Death. You got to get into this.
Like you
have got to launch yourself all in. It is only getting so much better. Like by the time you hit Kingdoms of Death, you're going to be, this is my all-time jam. Like I seriously think it.
I believe you. I read Empire of Silence. And I was like, well, it's pretty good. It was all right for a while, and then you had me with the ending. That was really good.
Yeah.
You caught me. And then I read The Lesser Devil, and I was like, oh, he does get much better at writing. He's swinging a little harder with his characters here. I like it.
It's not only that, but it's like Howling Dark is like, it's like how he got you at the end of Empire. It's the whole book like that.
I can't wait. I'm excited. That's why I had to pick up this one over the secret arc that I'm holding on to. So the secret arc will come after Howling Dark, but I don't believe in myself to finish Howling Dark quick enough for that to be on my February TBR.
So you're thinking the secret arc is sometime around Christmas?
Yes. Several months after the book is already released is when I'm thinking.
Quite possibly. Yeah, I don't know when it releases because I don't know what it is, but that's what I'm thinking. I'm tracking you for December.
After Howling Dark, I'll pick up that arc, but I don't think it'll be in February.
All right. Here we go. You ready?
I'm ready. How ginormous is your stupid stack?
I don't think it's that stupid, but it's packed with goodness.
Oh, I can kind of see. That's not too bad.
No, I'm going to start off with Book 2 of Empire of the Wolf by Richard Swan, Tyranny of Faith. I loved book one, the Justice of Kings, and I cannot wait to get back to this. Book one was just like the perfect combination of like this character journey as this character that's like all in on his ideas of justice, and that's what the whole worldview of his revolves around, and it just starts to like it just takes him to a dark place, and he just keeps spiraling further and further down as he's trying to figure out this murder mystery he's embroiled in, and this empire that's expanding outward, and he's on the very edge of it, and it's like there's civil war coming, and it's like all these things are like layering over top of each other, and this is going to be more of the same. I read the back real quick, and I think even though it's book 2 out of 3, I think I can read this because it's pretty vague. From a major new star of epic fantasy, the tyranny of faith sees Sir Conrad von Volt and Helena Sedanka face a dark power more terrifying than they ever imagined. Danger lurks around every corner. The war for the empire has just begun, and a justice's work is never done. Like, I'm epic fantasy with a beautiful caramel ribbon of cosmic horror through the center of it. Ah, so delicious. I can't wait to get back to this. I don't know if it's going to be another murder mystery. I don't know if we're going to get deeper into what's happening with the empire and how it's fracturing. I fully expect we're going to see Conrad von Volt unravel a little bit more from where we left off after book 1, and I just can't wait for that character journey to continue. This is going to start off February for me.
You picked up the Justice of Kings a while ago and really loved it. And I'm kind of surprised you didn't pick this up earlier. So why was this
not that far back? It was just a couple months.
Well, I mean, no, it's been more than a couple months.
Has it been more than a couple months?
For sure.
Well,
yeah.
I really want to focus here in 2025 of trying to wrap up some trilogies, wraps up some things that I got going. So
I'm
that's
just why you picked it up this month.
I got things here on a shelf of this is all the kind of stuff I've started and got going, and I'm just trying to reach down for that when I start putting my stacks together, because I absolutely want to get this trilogy finished. And so maybe I can start another trilogy. All right, then. I love starting other trilogies. What's going to come after that? After this, it's kind of a chunker. So what's going to come after that? Something short, something simple. We're going to go with Woodworm by Layla Martinez. Now, this is the book club with the Misses selection.
Oh, wow.
For the month of February. So let's see what the Misses has
she read this already?
She has already finished. She finished this like a few days ago.
Oh, okay. All right.
And really enjoyed it. She can't wait for me to get into it. So here we go. The house breathes. The house holds bodies and secrets. The house is visited by ghosts, by angels that line the roof like insects, and by saints that burn the bedsheets with their halos. Built long ago by a small-time hustler to control his wife, the house won't let their daughter and her granddaughter leave. When the mysterious disappearance of a boy draws unwanted attention, these two shut-ins, are they witches, or are they simply enraged, combine forces with the spirits that haunt them in pursuit of something that resembles justice. In this lush translation by Sophie Hughes and Annie McDermott, Layla Martinez's eerie debut novel is a class-conscious horror that drags generations of monsters into the sun.
Wow. That's very, awesome. Almost Slade House-ish, I guess. Yeah,
I think that I can't wait to get into this, and Mom loved it. So this, Book Club with the Misses, we'll put a link down there. Join us. We will be talking about this on Discord as we go through it. We will have a episode in February of me and the Misses talking about the book. After everyone's read it, we'll all come together and have an episode of all of our thoughts on this. So join us for Book Club with the Misses. She usually picks something really fun and off the beaten track for us to get into. So hit us up in Discord. What else do we got? Not only Discord now, we got so many things.
Oh, we got Instagram, Blue Sky, Twitter, and then you got Patreon as well.
So Book Club with the Misses time, Woodworm. Excited for that. And then, you know what? I wanted a little bit of a different flavor after that. So I grabbed one of my faves. And I haven't picked up anything by Jonathan Mayberry in a while. And I grabbed one of my fave authors, and this is going to be a little bit of like maybe like a crime noir investigation with a nice supernatural thread going through it. And check out what this sounds like here. This is Ink by Jonathan Mayberry.
Lovely.
Big thanks to Zach for sending this to me as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, here you go. One day, tattoo artist Patty Cakes, who has her dead daughter's face tattooed on the back of her hand, notices that it's beginning to fade, taking with it the memories she has of her daughter. Could this be real? But she's not alone. Monk Addison is a private investigator whose skin is covered with the tattooed faces of murder victims. He is a predator who hunts for killers, and the ghosts of all those dead people haunt his life. Some of those faces have begun to fade too, destroying the very souls of the dead. The damaged people of Pine Deep are all experiencing this same phenomenon, having their most precious memories dragged and ripped out of their hearts forever. Something is out there, something cruel and evil, preying on the damaged and lonely, feeding on their memories, erasing them from the minds of good people. How do you hunt something you can't see? How do you forget something you can't remember? For the people of Pine Deep, tracking down this memory thief will lead to the greatest horror of them all. Through the pain and suffering of memory, this supernatural thriller will teach you that there is no greater horror than forgetting.
Are we going to gloss over that this main character's name is Patty Cakes?
I mean, I love that. Patty Cakes and Monk Addison. The cool thing about Jonathan Mayberry is he does kind of work in this whole collected universe. This is going back to some of his characters from his very first trilogy, The Ghost Road Blues. It's going back to the town of Pine Deep, where the Ghost Road Blues happen. So I can't wait to revisit some of these characters of where he really first started. And Stoker Award nominee for that trilogy right out of the blocks. And I'm telling you, what a fun, different flavor this is going to be for me for the month. I grabbed it. I haven't done any Jonathan Mayberry in a while. I'm looking forward to this for sure.
Perfect.
And then it's going to be time for our indie read of the month.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Oh, we got to do an indie read every month, man. And this month, come on, Small Town Problems by Chris Ritchie.
Hey, yeah.
The author of the Tingle Papers himself. Come on.
World-renowned.
World-renowned Tingle Papers. Comfortable in his simple rural life, widower Robert Potter never put much stock in old Jim's moonshine-fueled conspiracy theories. But after he finds Har Eladay, the lone survivor of a crashed spaceship, he begins to wonder if the Loch Ness Monster has relocated to Eufaula Lake. Much to Robert's dismay, the wandering eye of the federal government is casting a questioning gaze on his small farm town as well. Caught between relentless federal agents and the found family harboring him, Har Eladay's freedom depends on the ingenuity of his new friends.
Man, that kind of like has some Iron Giant vibes to it. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Yeah, very fun. I dig that.
Yeah, so I can't wait to read Chris Ritchie's book, and I mean it sounds kind of light, kind of fun, kind of like a little bit of a romp. So
and we do typically put indie books in the description as well. So if that sounds fun to you, you can pick it up down there in the description.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? We'll do Book Club with the Misses and Small Town Problems for sure.
Yeah.
And I've said it. I said it. It's in stone.
Okay.
February was the month I was going to start Malazan by Steven Erikson. So Gardens of the Moon, Book 1. Now,
do you have your protractor? Are you ready?
Look. I'm going to read Book 1 in February.
Okay.
We're going to see how that hits.
Okay.
Don't know how quick I'll read Book 2. I mean, maybe it'll be every other month with Curse of the Mistwraith if I really get into it and love it. Maybe I might have to take a little bit of a break between books. I'm not sure. We're going to see what happens. But, I mean, I think everyone knows what this is about. I mean,
I don't. If for no one else, you can tell me.
Let me hit you up with a little bit. The Malazan Empire simmers with discontent. Bled dry by the interminable warfare, bitter infighting, and bloody confrontations with ancient and implacable sorcerers. Even the imperial legions, long inured to the bloodshed, yearn for some respite. Yet Empress Lacine's rule remains absolute, enforced by her dreaded claw assassins. For Sergeant Whiskey Jack and his squad of bridge burners, and for Tattersale, their lone surviving mage, the aftermath of the Siege of Pale should have been a time to mourn the many dead. But I don't know. But Daru Jahistan, last of the free cities, yet holds out. I mean, I took a shot at that.
Not really.
It is to this ancient citadel that Lacine turns her predatory gaze. However, the Empire is not alone in this great game. Sinister shadowbound forces are gathering as the gods themselves prepare to play their hand. Conceived and written on a panoramic scale, Gardens of the Moon is epic fantasy of the highest order and enthralling adventure by an outstanding voice. So we're going to see how this hits. I have heard so many different takes on this. I'm going to love this. I've heard up, I've heard down, I've heard, don't believe the hype. It's not that hard. It's not that bad. Just go in open-minded. I've heard so many different things. I am going to go in open-minded. February is the month. I am going to start Malazan Gardens of the Moon. This is Dr. Chase's favorite series of all time.
Really? I didn't know that.
There's got to be something
Must
good
be
in there,
something
right?
there. Yeah. I mean, on the other hand, while we were at Dragonsteel, I think you talked to Richard from Tutor Ramble about it, and I don't think it's a huge secret they didn't love the first book over at Tutor Ramble. And he told you...
But they did really dig the second book.
You kind of just have to go through it and make sure you get to the second book, because you'll probably like that one. So...
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you do want to pick it up quicker, just like all the Wars of Light and Shadow stuff.
Yeah. So we will see what happens. We'll see how it hits me.
Excited to see.
Then I got one thing left. This is volume 9 of One Piece.
There we go.
I have finally made it to volume 9. I have to read this. I have to be ready. The crew is getting together in March. So I will end my month by reading volume. Now this is the one. This is the one that everyone says is gonna hit me right here.
Do you have tissues ready? Are you prepared?
That's what I've been told. I am up to volume 9. I'm excited to get into volume 9. I've started to really enjoy this journey. I haven't found the emotionality everyone tells me is going to be there for me. They're saying this is it. This is where it kicks in. This is where the magic really starts to happen, where things start to pull together. I really am interested where volume 8 left off. A little bit of a background story on one of our crew members that I can't wait to see what's going on there.
Okay.
So I'm going to get to this before the end of the month, so I will be ready to meet with the crew in March. And that, other than the Patreon read.
Of course.
The Patreon read, which will kick off our book club on Discord.
Yes, it will. Very excited about that.
Yeah, so whatever win the Patreon, since if something wins a Patreon read that's like a second or third book or something, we might have to respin or something so we can make sure the book club can kick off next month with a book everyone can jump into.
Yeah, we'll figure out some system there.
Yeah,
it's a new thing we're trying. But for those that don't know, over at the Discord now there will be a book club with the Patreon read. So whatever wins the Patreon read. Ideally, hopefully it's a first book. If not, we'll have to figure something out.
Or a standalone or something like that.
Or standalone or something like that, yeah.
This is all on the August Mr. Pooh's shoulders to make sure it works out.
No, it's not. He controls nothing, and he's a horrible dog.
Yeah, he's all in charge of that. So, hey.
But there will be a call over on Discord to discuss that, and that's what the book club is, and you can join that over on Patreon.
Yeah, we'll be going through the book as we read it on Discord, and then we will have a book club call, and I'll get together so we can talk back and forth. How cool is that? And you know what? If you have questions about that, we'll drop something here about how that works.
Absolutely.
Just a quick break in the action to thank all of our correspondents, directors, and producers on Patreon. These people keep the lights on. They make decisions for us because we don't know what we're doing. We're not great at making the decisions around here. The decisions all the way from what I'm going to read next, what the book club of the month Patreon pick is going to be, but all the way up to video ideas and what we're going to do here on the channel coming up for you. If you're interested or you want to find out how you can be a part of this, right down there in the description box, click the Patreon link. It's got all the answers for you. And once again, thank you to all of these fine people that are helping us build the channel, our correspondents, directors, and producers. That's my stack. A little bit heftier than yours. it's actually minus a book. My stack is minus a book.
To be fair, this is a pretty big stack for me.
You know, for you, that's massive.
This is a pretty big stack for me. It's not
That is massive.
in quantity. It's not. But
Quality, you're all in though.
in quality, I'm all in. In page count, I feel pretty all in.
I think I beat you in page count.
Maybe by a little bit. I mean, you do have MALAZAN,
maybe.
which everyone's been asking you to read for like a year and a half, so there is also that hype attached to that.
I gotta tell you, I'm really excited to see how this hits me.
I mean, you're usually fine with pretty complicated stories. You don't get lost in the weeds very often. I think you might be all right.
We'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to giving it a whirl. So that is it. Minus the Patreon read and the book club Patreon read. This is my stack for February. Oh man, I cannot wait to get back to this. Cannot wait to get into some Mayberry. I cannot wait to read the author of the Tingle Papers. The book club with the Mrs. Selection sounds amazing. It just sounds like it's going to be a awesome month, and I cannot wait to dig into all of this. Join us for any of these reads. Hit us up. Let us know, what do you have stacked up for February? I hope you've got a stack like I do, that you got some new favorites tried to work in there that are going to hit you just right. Hit us up in comments. Let us know what your stack is like, what you're looking forward to. Are you going to join us on any of these? We love comments. The whole point of us doing this channel is to talk back and forth with people that love books, that love the kind of books that we love. So we're going to answer every comment that we get as quickly as we possibly can. And while you're down there, that little thumbs up button, you might not even think about it, but hey, it makes such a difference. It helps us grow and meet new people to talk about books and art with and story. So go ahead and hit that little thumbs up button. And while you're down there, if this is your first time, maybe you're just stopping by to see, oh my gosh, what is this guy going to attempt to read in a month? Because this looks kind of silly, and maybe this is just your first time. If it is, hey, hit that subscription button. Come along with us, not only for the journey of what we're doing in February, but beyond that. What an amazing group we have here and on Discord and everywhere else. We talk about story and art and how it changes us and how it gets under our skin and worms its way into our soul and changes how we look at the world and the people that we share the world with. It's just an amazing group to be a part of. I promise you, you hit that subscription button and you come on and join this group with us, you're going to feel a little bit of a tingle, and it's just a scientific fact. This fine gentleman wrote the academic Tingle Papers to prove it.
That is true. Very, very handy to have that.
I think those are on Discord too, aren't they?
They are indeed. If you'd like to read
the Tingle Papers.
I feel like I'm being, if you'd like to read why the tingle exists and the proof of its existence, none other than Chris Ritchie has written a legit academic paper on the phenomena.
Peer panel reviewed by doctors.
Our life is so weird.
Oh, that is it for us. Join us for more weirdness. We're going to be back at you later on the week. My name is John Minton. That right there is
Jakob, a.k.a. Hadrian the Half-Mortal of House Marlowe.
Man, let me tell you, you don't. That is not a road you want to hoe.
Well, I don't know yet. Well, I mean, I guess I do.
I'm here to tell you.
Things
I'm
didn't go
halfway
great
through
in
book 4.
Empire of Silence.
Believe me,
I'm excited.
That is not. It's not for you, man.
I mean, I hope not.
Yeah, no, just no. Don't sign up for that.
I'll do my best to avoid it.
Yeah, please do. Thanks so much for joining us here on Talking Story.